Hello, I love you. My name is April, and welcome to this now moment. I just almost opened with another person's dialogue. So, when presenting yourself to the world, make sure you're being authentic. We have enough regurgitated information out there, or you may find that somebody's been emulating you. Okay, so today I want to talk about emotional maturity. Today I want to talk about gaining back the understanding of the emotions that we've suppressed. So, how do we feel into our bodies to understand what these emotions are? Sure, we all feel angry. Sure, we all feel hurt. Sure, we all feel upset. Something's telling me no, that we don't all feel upset. Okay. Part of this process is allowing every portion of my being to have a stage to voice their own opinion. This leads to contradictory beliefs from past versions of who I once was that are still immature. Okay. I'm trying to gain the awareness of allowing them a space to heal and grow on their own time. So, my name is April. I'm sure I said that. I have been, working through my own psyche, my own shadow, my own shortcomings. Let's put it that way, my own shortcomings. All the ways I have lived in suppressed emotions, all the ways I have instigated the karmic connection, how I've played out the patterns of affection that were, I want to say, institutionalized in my psyche when I was just a wee little girl. Now, I was graced with the ability to fragment a large chunk of trauma so I could remain in the expression of my purity, so I could be truthful of love and peace and happiness, and I could still remain in joy. Yet, clawing and digging and fighting my way back to be whole means that all these pieces, all this chunk that I separated out from myself has a whole emotional section. It has an emotional directory all of its own. It's very angry at me for separating from the whole, even though she was well taken care of. Okay. But as I do this work, I've realized there are many parts of my system that are in conflict with my system. There are many parts of my psyche that want to remain immature. I don't know if it's because of the newness. Okay, I'm a Taurus. So I'm not very far off from the Aries, but I have more Aries in my chart than I do Taurus. I have much more Aries in my chart than I do Taurus. And I'm coming up to a culmination on, I think it's in March, where there's going to be 7 planets in Aries. And we're being encouraged to do all this work prior to that so that we can flip. I don't know if we're going into Pisces. No. Taurus? I don't know. Some planets will probably be going into Taurus, and some planets will probably be going into Pisces. It just depends if we're retrograding or moving in forward action. Now, all this stuff I learned as part of my own connection. I wanted to be connected to the planets. I wanted to be connected to the universe. I wanted to be connected to my innate truth, the inner being of the essence of the soul that I am. I wanted to understand the complexity of my being. I wanted to experience the love that I longed for, that I knew was housed in my being prior to 15 years old. Somebody told me that they were encasing my heart and I would never be able to live love, which is not the truth. Obviously, I can. I can have whatever I want because nobody outside of me is the creator of my reality, even though people tend to believe all the time that they have the power and control within our own lives. The reason why I've had to do so much of this work is to separate that mental construct of somebody else being allowed to be in power and control of my being. And it brought me to where I'm holding on to undesirable emotions. It brought me to, because there's this weird connection, it brought me to expressing, as I look at my own existence, I understand that the karma I played out wasn't always the karma that I deserved. It wasn't always the karma that my family deserved or my lineage had written into agreement. It was another person projecting their wounding onto the surface of my spirit, and my spirit not knowing that it didn't belong to me, and agreeing with it and living in it and accepting it as my own. Now, I can't clear up the karma that anybody else is trying to project onto me. But part of the reason why I've become a person to heal is so that I can bring people into this understanding of trust within the own self. Separation is an illusion. We are all part of the whole. We are all part of the whole story. We are all part of the collective of consciousness. So even though this person has woven a script in the fabric of time that states I must abide by whatever vocal contractual agreement they have put my spirit into, which is not even the case. It's just their expectation of it. This is when you release expectation. This is when you release all the ways that are binding. The reason why we die amongst ourselves in this journey upon spirituality, to be reborn as a new person, is to allow all the agreements and the contracts that were once binding to be eradicated. I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to be talking about emotions. I wrote out the emotion cards. I've given them a go, but I haven't completed them, and they've just been sitting over here for a long time. And I really want to get into using them, but I haven't completed them. And this thing about completion is a fallacy. We don't always we don't have to have something complete before we start something else. So we're going to dig right in, and we're going to go to anger. So of course it's going to feel like a grade school class. I'm only going to do some of the anger. So when we are angry, this is an emotion. This is one of the only emotions that everyone is allowed to have. Even when people say, oh my God, they're angry. At least they know what this one is. At least everybody knows what this is. Feeling or showing strong annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Being full of anger. We have fury, indignation, ire, rage, or wrath. All of them being the same. Having a strong feeling against somebody who has been behaving badly. It says someone, but whatever. And I've been saying these words as detached. There's something there. Making you want to shout at them or hurt them. Now, this leads to the next one, is hurt. Now, when we feel hurt, we want to hurt people. Because inside our being, we have this deep, ingrained feeling of hurt. Now, I'd be hard pressed to say that there isn't any person on the planet that doesn't identify with their anger. This is their primary emotion. This is the beginning stage. This is like the pre-kindergarten understanding of an emotion. As soon as we're a toddler, we're being told, oh, don't be angry. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Oh, don't be angry. So all those expressions of anger get lodged into our physical body. They get stored and held and shadowized. I don't know. That's not a word. They they become a part of the shadow character, the shadow being. You have a soul, and then you have a shadow soul. And all these parts of yourself that people told you couldn't be. You can't do that, and you can't do this. You separate them from yourself, and you put them in your shadow. You separate it apart, and you put it in your shadow. Kind of like what I was able to and allowed to do when I was a child, even though that portion didn't go into my shadow. That portion went somewhere very far and distant. That portion was not in a place in which it was likely to be found. When we separate from ourselves, usually we put that piece into the darkness. That piece goes into the cavern of our soul. It goes down into the depths, into the bowels. Something just moved out of me. Did it move out of me? Did it come up? Okay, something it's hard to understand, but definitely something moved in me when I said that. So I would like to address all the ways my spirit, my soul, and my body are storing anger. Can I please assist my body, my psyche, my conscious, my subconscious, my unconscious mind in bringing forth this suppressed anger so that I don't have to be reactive. When somebody makes me angry, I can remain in control. I can remain... See, I don't even have any anger left. I've worked it all out. I'm getting mad, yes. So I still do get upset sometimes. I still do get upset when people aren't appreciating my input. I get upset when I get roped into repeating a karmic cycle that doesn't belong to my soul. I get upset when I clearly can see somebody else is working out of their lower nature. Excuse me. Yet they don't want to believe that I may have the way out. And I'm not trying to be better than anybody else, but sometimes your story, your ability to get yourself out of these situations already is where somebody is supposed to learn from you. I don't know why my hair keeps doing this on the side. Where somebody is supposed to be learning from you on how to get out of their situations also. So I'm going to continue these stories, these videos about our primary emotions, our secondary emotions, and our complex emotions. So this was anger. This was the intro, and this was anger. So right now I don't have any anger. Oh, do any of my babies have any anger? Do any of my teenager selves... Oh, what about... Okay, so do any of my preschool selves have any anger? Oh, yeah, they do. Are you angry that you always got yelled at? Are you angry that nobody ever listened to you? I'm here to listen to you. Please voice your anger. Are you my 5 to 10-year-old? Are you angry? Are you angry that you had to move? Are you angry that some person that's not your father tells you what to do? Are you angry that you got bribed with a bike and a dog when your parents were getting married, when your parents decided to get married and have children? Are you... Oh, no. No. I'm just trying to feel it out. Are you angry that you had to switch schools? Yes. It is safe. It is safe. We are safe now. We are an adult. We don't have to hold on to this anger from childhood. We don't have to hold on to this hostility, annoyance. We're allowed to express ourselves fully in the moment of now. What about my teenage selves? Are you angry? Are you angry now that you know this person took advantage of you on multiple occasions because you were too good? Are you angry that you get, what is that called? What is that called? Stalked. Are you angry that you get stalked by the person that crossed your boundaries as a young girl? Are you angry that he just shows other people that you're prey? Prey to conform to the feminine stature that society has told you that you have to conform to? Are you sad that no, we're not on sad. Are you angry that you have you don't get to experience the true kind of love that your soul desires because somebody else decided for you? That you would have to live in the cycle of the shadow of femininity. Oh, I love you. You're gonna fall off the couch. Okay, what about my teenage selves? Are you angry that you get mistreated and used by men because they feel they don't have to be a responsible character? Because they can see the gaping hole in your soul? Where your confidence and your courage and your ability to say no lie. Are you mad that you have to play out the karmic relationship over and over and over and over again, and you don't get to engage in love, but you only get to engage in lust, in obsession, in domination, in control? There's something there at stake. It's that. Can I please express the anger, the frustration, the rage, fury? Rage, I'm going to take off the table. The fury that you feel as a feminine being treated like candy. And then treated like nothing. Your needs, your desires, your expression never fulfilled. Being left unsatisfied. Thank you, ancestors. There's cigar smoke coming in. Can I please express the anger of my ancestors that were also manipulated as women It's more sadness than anything. Where's the anger, ladies? Where's the displeasure? Okay. I got a lot to unpack here. With my own ancestral line. So I'm going to leave anger here. And I'm going to go take care of all of the ancestors that want to express their emotions through me. I love you. My name is April, and this is the kind of work I do. Hit me up.